Welcome to Peer Transparency. We're your hosts,
And Goo Me.
and I'm Anaya Jennings.
Today's episode is brought to you by Ataraxis, a place of unity, peace, and growth. Today's topic is the problem with turning everything sexual.
Yes, like, let me put in your booty after you ask for a hamburger. Okay, get it right. Okay,
That's a
get it
little
right.
bit more than turning something sexual. That's like disturbed. That's on something totally different. I don't think that's what I meant when I said that's not what I meant. I need you to put
All
it in,
right,
sir. Emperor, can we?
okay.
Okay.
This is gonna be a fun topic for me. I'm just saying. All right, so all right, I gotta get serious. I feel like I feel like in today's age we
Mm-hmm.
normalize too much. You know what I mean? We don't know how to, it's okay to normalize something, but
Right.
we always normalize things in pairs.
Right.
Or it'd be like, doubles the pairs, quadruples. So then when you go and you say, all right, we're going to normalize this, but then there's going to be like four of the things that we're normalizing. And when you normalize something, it takes away the value of it, right? Because if you notice, everybody have sex. Everybody, that's what's on people's mind. Sex, 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 sex. But then you don't ever hear the aspect of, yo, this person made love to me like so passionately. You don't hear that no more. You
Yeah.
don't hear you don't hear the whole, "Mm, the way she touched me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never it's like she took my soul. You hear, oh man, I want to do this or I'm going to do this to you, but you'll never hear it actually happening no more. And that's because the value of the market change is so openly now. I remember back in the 90s,
Oh yeah.
boy, 69,
Right.
69, I was like, woo, I can see a titty. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I don't care. You be like,
No.
yo, I can see
Real
something.
talk.
Or when
Real
it's
talk.
99. Mm-hmm.
Benny Hill. Remember Benny Hill?
Mm-hmm.
That was just like the ultimate, right? Like,
Right.
oh, but you notice it came on at midnight. It wasn't something
Exactly.
access during the day. So sorry, I just wanted to insert that in there. But
Nah, it's cool. It's just, we don't have those times anymore. Sexual sex is everywhere 24 hours a day in music, is in TV shows. They normalize it so much they even put it in our children's cartoons.
yes,
And
yeah,
we don't know how to be like, stop it. So now when you sit up here and you say, I can't have a regular conversation with a man or a woman before, no more, because as soon as we start talking, you say, yo, how was your day? My day was cool. Let me see your titties.
yes.
Yeah. And be like, what?
Excuse me, sir.
What's your favorite sexual position? You're
Excuse
like, dude, like,
me.
are we not adults anymore? Like,
No.
you know, and because we all know there's three things that come with sex, right? Once you have sex, it's like, well, before you have sex, it's the expectation. You might be high on your horse, or you might be like, I can't wait, I want to see.
Yeah.
Once you have sex, your expectations go down, way down, or it goes really high to you like, this is what I want every time I see this
For
person.
sure. For sure.
Right. And
Yeah.
then after a fact, once, let's say 6 months, 3 to 6 months happen, and it depend on if y'all live together or not. Because if you don't live together and y'all just doing that, it lasts longer. So the time frame is different. But once you get through that time frame, you're like, what next? What
Yeah.
else?
We burn.
And
You desensitize yourself on the anticipation.
exactly. And it's like you haven't really built nothing. You
Mm.
haven't even when what bothers me is when people say you don't even know me, right? But the thing about it is when they be like, oh, when you give them a compliment and you be like, yo, you're awesome. What? You don't even know me. But
Offended.
you would,
Offended.
yeah, but I can sit over here and say, yo, you got a fat ass. And you be like,
You?
whatever. I don't have one. I'm a lady, and then
You
take a
think
picture with your ass showing. You be like, dude, like,
Here. Can I insert something?
yeah,
I think, first of all, I think the innocence in the world has disappeared, right? When they took the cartoons on Saturday, remember every Saturday morning you look forward to cartoons. Like they
right,
literally are taking the innocence away. And I'm saying that to say they're taking the skill of seduction away, right?
right, hmm
Back in the day, what your mother's mother taught you was the skill of seduction, meaning men are visual. You know what I mean? So you don't want to show him everything at once. You want to
right,
pull him in. You know what I mean? And it's not all based on your body and your attributes, but it was also based on your mind and your
right,
intellect. And I think where we at right now, because sex is such a microwave situation, quick, fast, hurry, right?
right.
Because you want it right now, like Burger King, have it your way. And nobody is
But
into courting anymore.
it
Nobody is
takes away the
into
quality.
exactly. So I think for why is it everything is overly sexual, and what happened to the skill of seduction? What happened to the beauty in courting? What happened to um I'll wait for you, or better yet, just because we dating don't mean that you got to get it the same night. Now I'm not knocking people, don't get me wrong. um Sometimes the attraction is there, like that
Right,
magnet, like dude, I just gotta you know what I mean? But I'm talking about those that does not have that moment. Why is that so many often? Why is that moment so often, opposed to sometimes, what happened to the wait? And then
right,
why is it that everything is so accessible now that everybody has forgotten the art of actually interacting with each other and building?
right. And I to piggyback off what you're saying is, I wouldn't say what happened to the weight. What I would say is what happened to, it being genuinely there. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, instead of being forced.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I talked to some ladies and I was like, no, I don't want to have sex. Like, we just had dinner and I'm cool. And then the first thing they say is, are you gay? But
Yeah.
why I gotta be gay? Because I don't want to have sex with you. You
What the,
know,
yeah.
because if I know and I realize, and me, I'm just one of this type of people, and I think everybody should think in this way. I say, if you're quick to have sex with me, right? And then if I ask you,
Come
what
on.
about your last three, and you was quick to have sex with them,
Come
what
on.
makes me
Mm,
important to you?
mm,
Because I'm not. The
mm.
one thing men, especially our men, our black men, fail to realize is, a lot of our women get upset because we do the same thing to
Mhm,
everybody and it doesn't make them special. And we be like,
mhm.
what you mad for? I gave my ex some roses. Why don't you accept roses?
That's not
Because
my
she's
thing.
not your ex.
That's not my
Yeah,
thing. I
it's
like
not
orchids.
her. Right.
I like,
Know who you're dealing with. And
yeah.
but the quality of it, so the quality of courting people,
Mhm.
even the longevity of courting, because people think once you get a person, I don't have to court you anymore. That's
Not
not the
true.
case.
So not
You know
true.
what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's you can literally have a conversation with
Mhm,
someone for hours
mhm.
and not even mention sex.
At all.
To me, I think sex should be a part of when you getting to know each other.
Mhm.
And it shouldn't be, I want to have sex with you. It should be,
Off rip.
what are you into? And, you know, does this turn you on or that turn you off? And then even with that, it shouldn't just be sexual questions. It should be life questions on who you are,
Exactly.
right? So, and that's conjumbled all together. But they should not be the first questions that you should be asking because
Is there
before I
mental
ask,
illness in your family?
right,
Do you have high blood pressure?
are
Did
you a
you take
thief?
an HIV? When the last time you
Is
got tested? Like,
mm,
I
they be
think
like,
those
dude,
things. We spend more time buying tennis shoes
yes,
than we actually do getting to know the person that we're about to be entangled with.
or
And
we were entangled with.
that's
It's
the problem. Not when you realize that sex is an actual spirit transfer.
hmm
When everybody get this understanding, I think you wouldn't be so quick to to smash
right.
everybody that you come
But
across.
but can I dumb it down for a second? You
Sure.
said sexual is an actual spirit transfer, but before it gets there, we as people need to understand sexual is an actual fluid transfer. And you know,
Well said.
when you said when you said that, what brought in my mind is I see people putting on condoms that have sex, but you just ate the girl coochie
You just
with
gave
your
him
bare
straight
mouth,
head. You
or
just
you
gave
just
him
sucked
head
this dick
for 30
and
minutes.
swallowed. And I'm like, it's fluid. Like, dude,
Put
like,
his
come
mouth
on.
all in.
It's like
It's all in your
you
mouth.
make it
You ate
makes
it.
people. I'm like, come on, man. We common sense ain't common, you
You
know.
ate it.
So we need to get back to having that common sense to say, yo, um, let's have real conversations. Let's you know figure out who you are and stop letting TV or movies and radio and all that. You try to form you into be something that you're not, because guess what? Let me get that. Everybody don't have a big dick. I'm sorry. Okay, I just seen on the post a man said his thing is 8 inches, and yes, and women was clowning him because he was sending his penis to people, and his penis. And I'm not gay, but I was like, yo, that thing is like literally like 4 inches, and I'm like, but eight, like, dude, what's wrong with your ruler? You get what I mean? Like, all right, and me,
But wait,
I don't
hold
clown
on
nobody,
now.
but be
Hold on now.
yourself.
Because
What?
standard, I don't think standard penis get enough credit. Sometimes the big don't mean it gets the job done. Standard is life.
Nope. Nah, nah. My
Standard
3 inches of fun. You know what I'm saying? My 3 inches fun lasts 30 seconds of
that
perfection,
is
okay?
in my
30
you know,
seconds of
I
perfection,
don't need to know all about
okay?
your size, sir. I can
Listen,
ask.
listen,
All I'm
listen.
saying is
30 seconds of perfection. After
no,
that, that's overtime,
use a
and
30-second lie.
that's
You are not
overtime,
there's no perfection
and
at 30
I don't work overtime hours, okay? I don't work overtime hours, all right?
You
But
single,
nah,
right? You single?
hey, oh wait, God's my man.
No,
God's my
no,
man.
sir. I'm gonna need you
God's
to stop.
God's my man. All right. God's my
But
boyfriend.
you
God's my
know
baby daddy.
no, but
I am what?
I think that I think you need to stop talking about that. You need to do women. He's lying. Please, the potential help us.
Call Jose. Call Jose right now. That's
Talking about
Mexican Jesus.
pineapples, yo.
I had the most time in my man. You
But I
started it. Go ahead.
but I think that but would you know what bothers me the most is that now everything is so overly sexual that our kids are beginning to understand that at a younger and younger age. Not only
Mhm.
that, do you know that they lowered the bar for consent of age to have
Yeah,
sex? An
that's.
adult wants to actually have engaged with a child. That's how overly sexual we have become because now children are becoming attractive.
Mhm.
Not that it's
Well,
not something new.
they're not coming attracted to me. I'm just saying. I'd still look at them as babies. I'm like, I
Exactly.
don't understand how a grown man, even me, I'm only 38. So me looking at a 21-year-old, 20-year-old, I still look at them as like children. I'm like, yo, they look like babies. And when I grew up and I was dating older women, and they always say, oh, you still wet behind the ears, or oh, you still a baby. And I was like, what are they talking about, man? I'm a grown man. I'm over 18.
Uh,
Nah, you still look it. And the fact of the matter is, I think, and this is just my opinion, I feel like a lot of people are weirdos, and we give the
but
key
that,
to the city to a lot of weirdos, and
yeah,
we follow this suit. You know, and
that's
I'm
true.
like,
That's true.
dude, that's not normal.
It's not.
But you letting this person, you giving these people the keys to the city. That's weirdos. Instead of standing on your character and saying, "Yo,
Mhm.
that's not right." You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because me, I thought I was cool. You know what I mean? When I was 14 and I was, having sex with my teacher. You get what I'm saying? Because
Wait
grown
a
men,
minute. You're
hold
not just
on,
gonna blow past that like you just did not just say that.
I will. I'm going to prove my point first, though. But grown men used to, and they still do nowadays, tell younger men, right? Because we don't know, we look at them as grown, and they tell younger men, "Yo, you more of a man when you have more women." And we don't learn, and some of us never learn that, but some of us learn it in our late 20s to get out of our system to say, "Yo, this ain't the case. I'm
Exactly.
lonely." I have
Exactly.
all these women and I'm lonely. You get what
Empty.
I'm saying?
Just
And right. And then even with our women are told not to trust men. And then guess what? Though you can always tell the ones that's told that been told not to trust men. Don't trust no black man. Don't trust this. Guess what? They're lonely most of their life. Why? They can't stay in a relationship. Why? Because they haven't built that trust in their self. Because trust start with you. Love start with you. That don't start anywhere else. But get back on topic with the 14 and my teacher. You know what I mean? I was trained to be a predator by a predator.
mm,
You get what I'm saying? And that's what most, especially our Royal Ebony men, we're trained to be predators. And most
mm,
of us don't want to admit to that. They say, yo, I was a predator because I'm trained to go after coochie. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trained to go after pussy. I'm trained to go after this. I'm trained after
Punani.
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 Punani. That sounds like it's pooping.
No, it's
That
not.
sounds
It's not coochie and
okay.
pussy.
Okay. Guess what? I'm trained to go after punani.
Punani.
So every time I'm going to say punani, I am trained to go after punani.
Punani.
Okay. And when I go after punani,
Thank you.
okay,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
I'm not trained to get into stocks and bonds. I
Right.
wasn't trained to, start my own business. I
That's
wasn't trained to do nothing self sufficiently or something that goes good growth. It was always women. And the majority of our men are trained to attack women,
right.
right?
Right.
Women, women, women. And then we wonder why our kids, we look down at them now and we're like, yo, this youth is all messed up.
Yeah.
Like they shooting each other. They
Yeah.
doing this. They ain't doing nothing. Why? Because we taught them that.
Yeah.
We taught them, and they taught us. And
Yeah.
it's like, yo, come on now. Everything negative, we should not be sitting up here and saying, yo, this is cool. Because if it's not working for us, we need to get rid of it as a community and get
Hmm.
it out of our community. Because right now we're all toxic to each other. And the first thing that we talking about is, hey, you know what? Yo, you beautiful. You know what you doing tonight? Oh, don't be looking at me like that. But then
But
all
here's
your Instagram, hold on. All your Instagram and all your Facebook pictures is about your titties and your ass, but you want someone to treat you like a lady.
okay.
All
So
your
here's the
Facebook
thing.
and Instagram is with your shirt off or your penis print
And
or
I
your
have to
money.
deal with that because it doesn't matter what she posts. It still does not mean or give you permission to treat her less than who
It
than.
doesn't,
But here's the
but
thing:
it
is you
invites it.
need to understand that a little girl, a girl, has been listened to sexual advances at the age of 5.
Hmm.
Right? She's been hearing this repeatedly every day, or majority of her life. Especially if you're an attractive little girl, a pretty little
Hmm.
girl. See what I'm saying? You're listening to sexual advances at a young age. So when you get in your 20s, you're over it. Give me something different, right? And then
Hmm.
people are like, oh, you stuck up, or you think you are. No, bro. What you fail to realize is that I've been listening to this conversation from Ye, and I'm tired of it. Presented something to me different. And it does not matter if I have my boobs or butt on the Instagram. Some people got self-esteem issues. Some people like attention. Some people are just confident in their body. Whatever the situation may be, no judgment here.
Hmm.
However, does not give you the right, because you don't even know me. You may be familiar with
Nope.
my boobs and my butt, but you're not familiar with me. So your
Hmm.
interaction with me shouldn't be less than that, right? Don't let the
Hmm.
boobs and the butt fool you. I'm still human. I'm still a
Hmm.
female. It doesn't mean that you get to degrade me because you're seeing something that I'm posting. And I'm
Nope.
playing devil's advocate in that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because at the end of the
So.
day, if that's the case, then every man that we see that
Hmm.
walks around with his shirt off, you show him
Hmm.
walking around with these gray joggers on with your print showing.
Hmm.
See what I'm
Yep.
saying? Or better yet, you walk around, you got on a suit, you look good, your print showing. Should you be treated the same way? You should be treated just as equal as that girl that's
Besides the suit, hold on. Besides the suit, when you
no,
walk
some
around
y'all
with your
suits.
shirt off,
Don't talk about no
I
suits.
know,
Some
I
suits.
know. I'm just saying. Besides the suits, that even men with suits on, we put on suits. Why? Because one, we like looking good, and for two, we want attention.
Are you
Okay.
taking for the suit game?
Same. Yeah.
Are you
Same thing.
are
Yeah.
you taking
I'm talking for the suit game. I'm just saying. For
it?
one, we like feeling good and looking good, and for two, we want attention. The second thing is when you have men go walking with their shirt off and stuff like that. That's what we used to call fishing. Okay, so what you do is when you could tell a man that have this, right, and if he have this and this, he don't need his body. It's like war, right? Think about it. So with genders, it's like war. You use the ammo that you have to win the war, right? So some people have their intelligence and have their gift of gab, right? And they can win the war just by that. They don't need to show their body. So they can have a really great body, but they don't need to always take off their shirt if they're not at the beach or a pool, right? Some men don't have the intelligence or the gift of gab. So what they do is take off their shirt because I have a body for you. And you're going to be all in my body. And I want to say the little words that I know, but it's really not going to be no conversation. It probably gets sexual because you looking at my body, but that's all I have to offer. Or better yet, let me sweeten the deal. I got some money. Boom. Because this is what I have to offer. That's called fishing. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes most of the time, you catch people on that line, right? Same thing with women, right? Women, how they fish is if they use their body, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying some. Some of them just use their mind. And you could tell the ones that's like, yo, I could fish with my mind. They will wear things where it's not showing cleavage.
Mm-hmm.
Now they might wear a dress that's skinny tight and whatever, yeah.
Because
But
I
you
look
you would
good.
never, because you look good in it. It's like a man in a suit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you sitting up there and you're on Instagram and stuff like that, and you're not at a pool and you just taking a bikini shots or you twerking, you doing that for attention. You're not twerking just to twerk. All that is seeking attention, right? And then it's most cases it goes to validation, right? But the thing about attention is I had to learn it myself when I used to have I had to get off of my Facebook and my Instagram for like a year just so it can dumb down because I used to have people that I never met before arguing in my messages. And I'm like, yo, this is weird, right?
Right.
I'm like, I don't know either one of them. Why they arguing? Right? But me, I was looking at what I was doing. I was taking shirtless pictures and doing all this extra stuff and being in a I don't want to say a man's bikini with my package showing and stuff like that. And yeah, they eating that up, and that's what they're doing it for. So all attention, you're not going to gather good attention all the time. And most of the time, it's going to be bad and negative attention. So it's just like saying when you say, well, just because we do this doesn't mean that you men should do that, right? But these men aren't taught, right? Think about it. They're not educated enough to be a gentleman. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean. So it's just like if I go to the hood where a bunch of starving people, right? And they got to deal with trauma and all that. And I got money and I got bags of money and I'm in the hood just flexing. You don't think somebody going to try to stick me up? Because I'm a come up. Same thing. They look at that woman, she's a come up to them. And she's looking like, damn, I got to have that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go up there, da 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 da. I'm going
And
to
vice
spit
versa.
whatever.
Women do it
Right.
too. Mm-hmm.
Women do the same thing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to spit
That's right.
whatever I got. I'm going to spit my ammo, right? And if you don't take my ammo, you stuck up because I ain't got nothing else for you. You get what
Because
I'm
you got
saying? I
something
ain't
to
got
lead with. Because you're leading with.
right.
What I think is
It's
funny, um, is that even though you're saying that, and a lot of people do lead with their sex, right? Because
mhm.
that's like you said, that's all I have to offer. But that doesn't work for somebody that's saposexual. Like I'm into
True.
intellect. You know what I'm saying? So then you get offended because I'm not taking your advances like the next woman did.
Because that's but once you get offended, if you just gave out the best thing you can offer and it didn't work, won't you get offended or upset? Because you're not upset at that person, you're upset at yourself because that's all you can offer. It's just like as a man that sit up there and throw money and materialistics at women. But it only works to women that, look for that as a come up. They looking for a come up. Women that have their own and is okay with their self, no matter if they this high or that low, but they're okay with their self. That don't work for them, right? And then what do the men with money do? They call them, oh, that's why you ain't that attractive anyway. Because they're the only ammo that they had that works for so many people didn't work for you. So now they can either degrade you and make you feel like you're less than to feel better.
Exactly. And you know
So,
what? And another thing I was looking to, I belong to a lot of poly groups, just because I want to learn, right? I'm
mm,
learning about my heritage. I'm learning about my history of my people, and I'm noticing that poly is a major part of our history. So me going in looking for that African truth, our descendants' truth in poly. And when I'm
mm,
being exposed to is sex, it's all about sexual threesomes, and not nobody's barely ever talking about building, financially gain, building an empire. All of us put our money in one pot to buy XYZ, or better yet, this is our retirement plan, or this is what we're trying to do. We're going to buy commercial property in
mm,
5 years. Like, you're not hearing these conversations, but yet and still, I know Becky and Lucy is trying to get together to get down with homeboy. You know what I mean?
mm.
Or he like, you know what? It didn't work out, so now I'm looking for more women. So basically, you're just smashing multiple type of people, and you guys are all spiritually jacked up. But that's not the whole base of poly. And I
Mm-hmm.
know everybody entered it for their own reasons, right? There's no
Right.
definition. But I'm talking about the old school poly, not this sexual aspect of it. And I'm just like, why do we oversex something that was meant to be so freaking beautiful?
Because so even if you talk to a monogamous person about poly, the first thing they run to mentally is sex, right? Because that's where their mind is on it. And it comes from a lack of education. It comes from a lack of wanting to know about it as well. Because
Mm,
wanting to know about something and being educated about something is different. So it goes back to slavery, right? And in our culture, right, you will always hear sex, 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 because no matter what you do, you pass down what you have experienced in your life,
that's true.
and you take on what your mother or your father, whoever was around you, experienced in their life. That's why if your mother or father was alcoholic, 9 out of 10, one of their kids gonna be alcoholic. You get
Real.
what I mean?
So true.
So these habits. So what happened with slavery is the only time that our people were free was fucking. That was the only time that we did not get disturbed. So all we did a lot of times was fucking. Even though we knew we was going to birth a child
Hmm.
into slavery, and that child was going to either be in that child was going to be in slavery, and 9 out of 10 get sold, or we're going to try to keep it. But that's all we knew, right? So
Right.
nowadays we have sex, has sex, has sex. Even though poly is meant to grow, there's people that would rather struggle than to share a house with anybody.
Which
You
is
get what
so
I'm saying?
weird. Yeah.
And they would rather live below poverty than to compromise and say, you know what, I ain't got it, and just admit I ain't got it, and I'm never gonna have it because for years I ain't never have it.
Right.
So and it's not, you can literally be in a poly relationship with people that you never was intimate with. All it is about people coming together
As a
and
community.
building something. That's
Exactly.
what it is.
That's
And
it.
if you are, family is not always blood. Family is not, because there's some blood that will mistreat you, that will put you in situations, and it's so messed up. But family is the people that's looking out for you as you looking out for them.
That's true.
And you can always get with people and say, yo, let's build together. Let's
Yeah.
do this. But in the poly community, people, it's a fad because everybody want a threesome, because everybody want this. And it blows my mind when I hear a person say, hey, I've been poly for 10 years. So I asked, I said, what's your turnover rate? And they'd be like, what do you mean? I said, your partners. You know what I mean? Have you dealt with one, the same partners for 10 years? They'd be like, oh no. And it's always someone else's fault. There's zero accountability. And that is what bother us in our community is we don't be accountable for anything. It's always everybody else's fault. But
That's
I always challenge people to sit up here and to understand and say where you went wrong in your relationships. When
right.
I don't care if it's with a friend, I don't care if it's a love relationship, an intimate relationship, but where do you go wrong? Because that's the only way it's going to make you better. And if
That's
you keep saying that it's everybody else's fault, then you would never grow.
right. So pulling it all in because that's time.
Hmm.
So, to sum it up, if you will, Emperor, how do we prevent everything being sexual?
A solution, actually, what you can do, and I know people gonna be like, no, I won't do this. I tell people that come in my office, I say, if you really want to get to know someone, be naked while being naked. And they
Yes.
be like, what are you talking about? And I say, you know, you don't have to do this with everybody, but if there's someone that y'all really want to date, right? And just say, you know what, this is we're gonna do a process. And you be like, what? I want you to strip all your clothes off. I want you to strip all my clothes off. And I want to tell you all about me. And I want you to tell me all about you, right? If
Mhm.
that person cannot focus on your transparency that you're giving them and they can only focus on your body, you don't need to be with that person because that's all they want. And
Mhm.
that's how you understand and unravel a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mhm.
Because no matter, like, yeah, I want to be looking at you, but then it's like if you're telling me, hey, I've been molested at 15,
Right. Right.
and it bothers me now. It messes with my. I'm not going to worry about your sex anymore. I'm going to be worried about like,
Heal-
wow, you get
Healing.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's naked being naked because you're being mentally naked. And if a person cannot focus on you giving them these gems, and they saying, "Yo, I'm knowing you," they don't really want to be with you. They want to use you, and like I said, they want to be a predator to you, to use your body, and then go about their business.
Mhm.
And that's what we need to, as men, we need to stop being predators. We need to understand that we're predators or when we're being predators, and we need to stop that. As women, we need to stop sitting up there allowing people to be predators and stop being predators. You get what
Ourselves.
I'm saying? Because it's on both sides. We have predators as men, and we have men that's been preyed on. And as women, you're predators, and then you also have people that preyed on. Unfortunately, there's more men preying on women than there are, women preying on men.
I don't
And
know.
when I say that is, I'm not talking about you trying to rob them. I'm talking about sexually.
Yes.
Sexually,
My mind.
it okay. Sexually, it's just in our blood to be
Mhm.
sexual.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes we just be like, yo, we just need to get it off. You get what I'm saying? So we'll be like, yo, da 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 da. And we would pretend to be friends with someone to have sex with them, and
Well,
we know at the whole time that we want to have sex with them, but we'll wait until they at their vulnerable state and then slide in there. I'm here, baby. I always been here. You get what I'm saying? And that's messed up because you're using that vulnerability. My
yeah.
thing about it is be genuine, and if you can't be just friends with a person, don't
Right.
lie to them and say that you're going to be their friend. Yo, let them know, hey, I'm interested. If they're not interested, move about your business.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like same thing with women. If you're not really interested in a guy, don't have the guy go pay for your meal. That's messed up because what you're doing is messing up for the next woman down the road because
That's
he gonna stop buying people dinner.
Mhm.
Why? Because you used him for meals and you knew
Mhm.
you wasn't interested. You get
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So my thing about it is we need to stop the cause and effect because we're doing it, but it is affecting other people. That's going to turn come to us because we're affecting other people. You get what I'm saying? And we making that the norm. Let's stop sitting up here and thinking about sex, sex, sex. Sex is only temporarily. You can have the best pussy in the world, and I can have the best dick, right?
Mhm.
Eventually, that's going to become common. It's
Mhm.
going to become common and the same. And then you're going to sit up there and say, what is there? Oh, can we have conversations? Can we talk and be around each other and just do anything and have fun?
Mhm.
Then, and when that answer is a no, That's because all you was focused on is she had a big butt or he had a big dick. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and this is why so many people are insecure to this day, because why? You haven't took the time to know who you're fucking. You
Ex-
haven't took the time to know who you're placing your energy into. And
exactly.
then once you realize it, you're like, dude, I can't trust this dude. I can't trust this woman, because now all the, fairy tale sexual life is gone because you thought this person was very sexual. And guess what? Nope, they wasn't sexual. They was just sexual for the moment to get you. And then now
Mm-hmm.
you having sex 12 times a year. And then you upset because you didn't know. Some people lie to get what they want because they see value in you, male
That's
and
a
female.
dangerous
But
game.
that's it.
That's dangerous.
It is. But how many people do it? How
Daily.
many people lie
Daily.
about who they are because they see promise in a person, and they would come to you and be whoever you say, whoever you think you need, just because they see promise in you. But they can't
Mm-hmm.
keep it up because once they feel that they got you, they go back and being ain't shit. And then they be like, well, I ain't affectionate. Oh, what? Do what? Rub your feet. I'm not doing that. What? Pay a bill? Nah, we're going half. You know what I'm saying? What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing. And it's purposely done because it's like, why wouldn't you do something that bring another person's peace?
Mm.
Why would you say no to that?
Because my focus was sexual. I didn't
My
care
folks,
well being. Your well being was never a consideration for me. My thing
right?
was getting mine off and you getting yours off. And they don't get mad because I gave you the same thing you gave me, a nut. So
Mm-hmm.
at this point, it's like, why are you looking for anything else? You knew what it was from the beginning. So unfortunately, that's why we're in a society where everything is so sexual. First of all, sex sells, sex attracts. You know what I mean? And then it has its own market and has had it for centuries. So now it takes somebody, us, a community, to be like, you know what I'm seeing here is a pattern. And the pattern is, yes, sex is leading, but yet and still look at all of the lives that it has destroyed, literally destroyed. And we're even to the point now we're preying on kids.
Exactly. And we're
So,
thinking that's cool. Listen, I am not, and I know this going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers, right? And I say this all the time, right? I am for, if people want to come out and be like, this is what I am, that's cool. But I'm going to tell you, we don't care. That's like me sitting up there saying, yo, I'm in the women. I'm in the women. And people are like, no, it's not the same. It is the same shit.
it's the same.
It's the
Because why
same.
do I care
But
about
this,
what you're doing your personal time?
right,
Why do I need to
right.
acknowledge who you having sex with? Now, what I
Is
do think
hold
is
on,
important,
hold on,
who
hold on,
you
hold
are as
on.
a person is more important
Yes,
than what you're doing behind closed doors. Now, I do understand you guys are being disrespected because what you choose to do, but let's let
right.
that be the issue, not so much your
That
sexuality.
not who. Yeah. And my thing about it is this is where it pissed me off. It pissed me off that it's the norm to sit up there and tell 10-year olds, 12-year olds, 8-year olds, you're gay. Yes, you're gay. Oh, da, da, da. You're prioritizing that. And instead of you saying, no, I don't care if the 10-year old, the 12-year old, or whoever is there into, boys or girls. I don't care. You're going to get your education. That's what you're going to focus on. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I mean? You're going to focus on your education. You're going to focus on growing. It's because when you're telling them, "Oh, you're gay, you're da, 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 da," that's a sexual conversation. You're basically telling a kid you're into boys.
Mm-hmm.
You're into having sex with boys and being intimate with boys. Just like my mom told me when I grew up. She said, "Yo, I better not hear you talk about having a girlfriend. Get your books right." I was
Right.
only 11 years old. Why am I focused on that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we center our focus on things that our children shouldn't be worried about? Let children be children.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they growing up and being this way or that way or whatever, let them be children for how long they can be, and because they only get one shot.
Mm-hmm.
One shot, that's it. And you're taking that shot away from them because you're putting what you want on them. That same thing as fucking adult predators, touching kids. You putting what your negative energy, nasty ass, on them. And that's wrong instead of allowing children to be children. And we are accepting that as normal, and that's not normal.
It's not. But here's the thing too. Well, the officials that's in charge of the courts, the system, the law are involved in that. So it's just like at the end of the day, we have to be protectors of our kids' innocence. Now, for a
Mm,
kid to come up to you and like, I know something's different about me. Okay, there
that's
is.
cool.
And what we're not going to do is make that our focus. We do know that you're
Right.
different, and I love you the same. I love
Right.
you the same. And then we're going to work it out together. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it
We'll
out.
work it out. We'll grow with it. That's cool.
Let's
But
talk
what
it
I'm not going to do is be like, yo, you 8 years old, I'm going to dress you like a girl. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm
out.
saying? And because just like I had a conversation, and I was like, when someone came out to me and said, "Yo, I like boys," and I said, "Cool, you like boys?" I was like,
Hmm.
"All right, that's your choice." Then I asked because I was curious, why you like boys? And it was like, well, I love the masculinity, I love this and that. And then I was like, all right, I want to give you an option, right? And I said, there's women out here with masculinity too. That's like they dress like boys. And I said, you could do that, and that's the same thing. He was like, no, no, it's not the same. I was like, all right, I'm just giving you an option, right? So I just basically told him, I said, listen, I accept you for who you are, right?
Exactly.
And I said, it's no judgment with me, but I'm going to tell you, you're doing this. There's going to be some pushback. And
Hmm.
that's with anything you do. I said, just like when I grew up and I wanted to be with a whole bunch of women, there was pushback because I was with a whole bunch of women, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, anything that you do, you got to be accountable for. And I said, what a lot of people don't want you to know is they want to take the accountability out and say, accept me. And I'm like, no, there's accountability to that. Anything that you do, you want to be reckless, or you want to be, let's say you want to be a pimp. There's accountability. Yeah, you
Real
get what
talk.
I'm saying? Let's say you want to work, you want to be a workaholic. There's accountability to that. You have to, no matter what you do in your life, you have to be accountable,
That's
right? You got to understand what you're doing and the accountability to that. And in society, we trying to take the accountability out. And it's not just the LGBT, all the letters. It's not just them. It's everybody. It's, yo, you gotta, if you're gonna get married, and whether you a man or a woman or whatever, there's accountability level to
yeah,
being married.
yeah.
There's accountability level to engage in conversations with people. You
Hmm.
have to be accountable for you and what you're saying and what you're doing and how you're affecting other people. Because when you don't, and you just say, I know I'm this, or I know I'm that, and you don't want to change, you understand that you're an ain't shit person. You need to leave people alone. But you don't
Hmm.
want to leave people alone because why? You don't want to be alone, but you want to be shit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing about it is, and I want because I can go in a tantrum, but I want to wrap it up. My thing about it is just be accountable for what you do and
Hmm.
say to people. Be accountable for saying, "Hey, I need to be better." So that way, and just like Michael Jackson said, look at the person in the mirror. That's the only way the world's going to change
Hmm.
because one person can't do it. And if stubborn people are just going to remain stubborn, you have to detach yourself from those stubborn people and build it with the people that surround you.
Hmm.
That looks into it and say we want to change. Stop waiting for those stubborn people. They don't want to change. They're too busy thinking they're having fun.
Right.
So let them be, and you go change with the people that want to change. And then watch them. They're gonna call you. Oh, you change. You're a hater. Oh, you change, you negative. Oh, you don't want to look back for the little man. You a little man because you wanted to stay in that same spot and you did
Mm,
not want to grow. But
Hmm.
that's all. That's all I have to say. Go ahead. What's your comment? I
Are
know we said
you
about
done?
15 minutes ago.
Are you
Huh?
done? I mean, are you done? I don't know.
Am I done or are you finished? I mean,
You
I can
did
keep
it.
going. I talk a
You did
lot.
it.
So
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
For
Hmm.
me, I think that the most important part is to realize that everything is overly sexual, and it's for your demise. Though it's not, oh, I can do what I want to do in that free will, and it's a cost for that. And I think for us as a community, that we need to dial back, to unplug so much, and to begin to take things back the way it used to be. Not to the point that we
Right.
all go back old school, but to the point we slow down the sexual part, because it's a lot of people's lives being destroyed with having sex with the wrong person. And then all of a sudden
Hmm.
you can't get rid of that person. Sometimes it costs you your life. So what I'm saying
Right.
is, stop looking for microwave relationships. Don't spend more time picking out shoes than you do the person that you're going to be intimate with.
Hmm.
Be mindful of the fact that it is a spiritual transfer when you have sex with somebody. Not only that, swapping fluids, like you said, and let's just be mindful of that, and then and realize that this is an agenda, especially for our community, to over sexualize us. You know what I mean? So we can unplug from that and just slow down just a little bit and be accountable for ourselves and our bodies, and move forward, so that way we can teach our kids to do the same thing, even though they're trying to enforce them into this situation when we actually can control them.
Exactly.
So that's my
I
last one.
want. I'm going to say this, and it just popped in my head, but it's truthful. People have to realize that anything easy is not free. And I'm
That's
not talking
true.
about money. You're going to pay in one way or another.
That's
And
true.
when you're thinking that, ooh, this glimmers. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I'm not saying that if a good guy or a good, woman come into your life and be like, oh no, nah, just pay attention. Just
Mm-hmm.
pay attention. If they're not trying to give you no ammo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say, and what I mean by ammo is saying where they could be better.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen. Just if you listen to the conversations of them talking about their exes, and they'll never say, "Yo, I did some fucked up shit too."
Mm-hmm.
But yo, you get what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
all my exes was all of them can be bad now, brother. You know what I'm saying? All of them can be bad now, sister. I'm just being honest. You got to be honest with yourself. You played a part in there. Where you go wrong? Now you got to think about it. But if I told you where they go wrong, it's right on the tip of your tongue. But
Mm-hmm.
when I step there and ask you where you go wrong, where did you go wrong? And you
Mm-hmm.
giving me, hand me downs. You're not giving me nothing as good as what you said with them.
Mm-hmm.
That means people are not that's just them people that's not accountable. And what they're going to eventually do is they're going to either cost you your career, they're going to cost you your peace, and they might cost you your life. Why? Because they are predators and they prey on people. And when they feel like they have nothing to turn, because think about it. I want to be honest. I want to give 5, and then I'm done. I want to give 5 for both genders.
You be
I
like
know
that
5
pastor.
for both.
We're sitting in church
I got
on
5 for
Sunday
both.
morning, and you gonna wrap it
I
up.
know.
Where you
Hold
wrap
on.
it up?
I'm about to wrap it up. I'm just
Pastor,
getting my 5 and I'm done.
can I get 5
Right?
more minutes?
So
No,
for
Pastor.
men,
Pastor.
I'm just listen. For men, you know what I mean? There's women out there that want you to take care of their kids.
Yeah.
Right? So they look for women. They prey on men to look for men to be fathers to
Yeah.
their kids. But
Yeah.
the problem with those women is some of those women don't want to respect that man that want to be a father to those kids. Then you have women that's looking for materialistic things
Mm-hmm.
like money,
Mm-hmm.
houses, cars, and that's
Security.
what they want for the man. Right. No, security is totally different.
Okay.
But materialistic is not security because a man can have all those things and you can move in with that man. Guess what? He's still going to show you from time to time or all the time that this is my shit. You can leave. Right? And there's no security in that.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Women do that too. Women do that same thing. You can leave. This is my shit. You know what I'm saying? Number
Pack
three,
all your shit. Yeah.
number three, what that women do is they will sit over there and use you as a step ladder. Okay, men
Yes.
do this. Men, this is on the men list too, because men do that too. Use your ass as a step ladder. You
That's
go
true.
and fancy them up, boom, 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 and then that nigga on. He going to the next one. You got this dude all dressed sharp, gave him a haircut. He was fat when you met him
Hitting
and you was
shoes
there,
on
and he
the
got
feet.
that dude got in shape, boom, and then he got used by the next one. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that too. Then you have the ones that use you, right? For, hey, I want to get in a job, or I want to fit in this place. So I would sit over. Let's just say Nicki Minaj him. Nicki Minaj him. You know what I mean? You get
Mm-hmm.
on, use one man to the next man to the next man to the next man till you get into your position, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the fifth one is the most important. The fifth one is they want what they see you at peace when you with a lady,
Yeah.
right? And they see you at peace and they want what that woman has,
Yes.
right? So they go and take that. They go and try to take that. You get what I'm saying? And that's wrong. Let me hurry up before I get cussed out. I want to do the men. I want to do the men now. Okay. I already said one for the men. They they use you. Men are used. They use you to come up and they on to the next one, right? Another thing is a lot of things men use. They use you for your house. They use you for a place to stay.
I'm not your
Seriously,
mama.
exactly. But that's what they
Yes.
do. They
Mama
use you
boys.
like, yo. There's a lot of men dating women for a place to
Mama
live.
boys. They looking to
Yeah,
replace their mama.
they
This
they
and
they're
that.
not just they're not just mama's boys. What it is they haven't been taught how to be a provider and to
Mm-hmm.
stand on their own. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? So they never had that guidance on to stand on their own. So what? They had grown men that taught them how to be a predator
Yeah.
to women, right? And to use women to live. And
Mm-hmm.
so now it's more and more. If you see, they always boom, boom, boom. Now they on blow up beds. You get what I'm saying? Like this is their life, and
Yeah.
that's terrible. But
Yeah.
yet they will have a damn wall full of Jordans, but no car. Like Negro, your
Make it make
priorities
sense.
all messed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make it make
Next
sense.
thing, next thing with men. Men will come in because you seem like a strong woman, and you seem peaceful, and they will come in and try to control that
Yes.
peace. And
Yes.
so when they come into your life, they want to control your life. And you're like, why do I have this niggas around again?
Mm-mm.
Because he want to control that peace, that strength that you have, because
Mm-mm.
something in him, it bothers. It
Yes.
bothers him. And
Yes.
this is why if you see yourself with a man and he just do things for no apparent reason,
Mm-hmm.
none, that
Mm-hmm.
just to bother you. It's
Mm-hmm.
because he's trying to put you in your place where he think your place is. And that's not a person that want to see you grow. They want to sabotage you because the more times that you win, the more he's upset. Whether he's with you or not. It could be a friend, it could be a man, it could be a brother, it could be a daddy. Another thing is men use you for money too.
That's
These
true.
dudes they will steal from you. Look, they got they call it the willingness threat, the willingness thief, and they got the unwillingness thief. The
Mm-hmm.
unwillingness thief will go in your purse and go and use your card, and when you find out, you want to put them in jail. But the willingness thief is, I'm going to give you all this fairy tale bullshit, but I'm going to be taken from your life. Do you
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? I want to use
Mm-hmm.
your car. I want to drive your car to use with another.
Keep
Basically,
that in my
I am
car.
going to. Basically, I am going to pretend like you don't exist, and everything that's yours is mine,
Ain't gonna act like it's mine.
and act like it's mine. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if your car pink. I would just say pink is my favorite color. While I'm going to pick up women and putting them in the car, bring them back to the crib, and act like you don't exist. They're users. They're thieves. They're stealing from you. Not only they stealing your peace, they stealing your money, they stealing your livelihood, and they stealing from your children. And you have to get rid of these type things.
Are you
You
saying
get
these
what I
are
mean?
the side effects for things being over sexually sexual?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because this is how they come on. So
Mm-hmm.
just remember how I told you it was like, all right, when a person know that they're not good enough to hold a conversation,
Yes.
right? They'll
Yes.
try to stigmatize you,
Yes.
right? Because
Yes.
that's all they have. That's all they have to offer. So, or if a woman is not, she know that she can't offer nothing, she gonna try to suck you or put it on you, and then you'll do anything and everything for her. This is why you get those. I need a sugar daddy. You get what I'm saying? But you know that I need a sugar daddy nowadays. They some lazy ass women right now. They don't want to do shit. Sex. I said that old ass man
And
is
I
gonna want to
heard,
have sex with you.
and I heard that on
Don't
the
wear.
internet. I ain't heard some
Yeah,
old men talk about these young girls like, yo,
they just want money. They just
yeah,
want money.
like
Okay.
yeah,
And the last thing that I would say that where men need to do better is men need to just overallly step up and be a man. If
mm,
a woman says that she don't want you, all right, don't sit over here and try to disturb that woman life. You fuck that up.
yeah,
You fuck that up. You fuck that situation up. Don't sit over there and want to hurt that woman because you're hurting because you fucked up. You know, you have to understand if you're going to go into a relationship, right? And there's a possibility that woman is a good woman, right? Because all women ain't good women, all men ain't good men. But if there's a possibility, you need to get out of those habits that you created that you need to turn and talk to women.
yeah,
Every time y'all got into an argument, you go and just talk to women because you look at that, hey, I need to go ahead and find somebody to talk to because my girl's tripping. Just in case we don't work out, I got to have somebody on standby.
that's
We
jacked
got
up.
to get out of that. We got to get out of those bad habits
Yeah,
because we're messing up things and good homes. And we're messing up not only, the woman's mindset and her peace, we're messing up the children that's in those lives.
mm,
Whether they're yours or not, you got to be concerned if you really care about those children and
yeah,
say, all right, these kids are under my umbrella. This woman is under my umbrella. Yo, I have to bring peace because I want her to bring peace to me. I have to bring peace into this household. Yes, she creates a home, but guess what? I'm the one that built this motherfucker. And if I build it with cheap ass wood, the house will fall apart. So you have to be the foundation and say, yo, my character, my actions, I stand on it and it's going to stand strong. If you building a foundation with cheap ass plywood, they will break and it will always fall no matter who
for
you're with.
sure.
And I'm done.
Are you done?
I'm done.
What,
Hmm.
Pastor? Pastor, you
Yeah.
done?
Yeah. And pass the collection plate because somebody owe me $1.
Can you pass it? Can you
Somebody owe me $1. Amen.
man,
Where my
dipping
money?
out. The whole dip out with the head down, dip out, bro. But that was thank you for responding on that. I think that at the end of the day, we have to be careful of the side effects of things being overly sexual. And thank you
Mm.
for breaking
Oh,
it. Oh no,
I
you
need,
don't have
need
no more time for
no, 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 no,
bruh,
no. I just
bruh,
one word, one word,
bruh.
one word. That's it.
Okay.
We have to, if we're going to stop being overly sexual
Mm-hmm.
and trying to compute sex with everything, we have to understand that our sexual nerves, right? It
Mm-hmm.
comes from trauma. And we got
Yes.
to understand and find the trauma, the deep down trauma that is
Yeah,
disturbing us to get out of that. Okay? Because
that's
if
true.
we don't, that's going to be our run to. Remind you, just because there's fiends out there that's addicted to drugs. There's fiends out there that's addicted to liquor. There's fiends out there that's addicted to gambling. But there's also a whole bunch of fiends that we don't talk about that's addicted to sex. And
Exactly.
you're
Exactly.
addicted to, and you don't even know why you do it.
Right.
Because each time you bust a nut in the person, you be like, why did I do it? I don't even like them. But you can't control yourself. You
Nympho.
know what I mean?
That is
And it's more than just being an info. It's you are a prisoner to your trauma, and that's how you handle your trauma is through sexual actions. Because it's
exactly
just like when a drug addict get high, they can't handle their trauma. Same
right.
thing. They can't handle their trauma. They get high, and when they get high, it takes everything away. Right? But you have to face your trauma to go through it and to
Right.
get better. If you don't never face it, then you're just stuck in that place, that same place from your past for years and years to come.
That's marriage.
And then when you wake up and say, damn, I was miserable for so
Yeah.
many years and this all I had to do,
That's all I had to
easy. All right, I'm done. We at an hour. I'll
Yeah.
bow out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's been another episode of Pure Transparency. We're your host,
Egun Bumi. I'm sorry.
and an IOG Lee Jennings. See, can't talk when you're ready to talk. Have a
I'm,
good one.
I'm I don't know. Yeah. Good show. Good show.